Is Ash some kind of a double agent? Do monks meditate or torture people in their free time? And is Raiden actually optimistic? I still can't tell. I'm not sure. Why not today
You
on the
double
yeah, why not today on the most important words? Hello, this is the most important words. I'm Clark, joined by my co-host David. How you doing?
great, like
Dude,
always.
it's been a couple weeks since we've done this, so I'm excited.
Yeah, I had a surgery
Yeah, that's
and you went
right.
on vacation, and we have just been not able to coordinate an hour or half an hour to talk in our insanely busy schedules. But my
It's
shoulder's doing a
yeah.
lot better. You had a good time. Sounds like lots of fishing.
I did. I got stitches. Did I tell you about that?
Oh yeah. I can't remember the story. Why don't you tell the story?
So basically, I was fly fishing for my first time, and I was on this. Uh, in the past, I've told people that it's a cliff that's 3 feet tall, and I keep getting berated by that's not a cliff. So I was on a bank that's 3 feet tall, and I basically just slipped and fell in the water, and I was wearing Crocs, and I must have punctured my foot. It was freezing cold water, like northern Idaho.
You didn't even feel it.
Didn't feel it. I got out. I kept fishing. And I was like, man, my foot really hurts. I looked down and yeah, I wasn't doing too well. I looked at my wife and I'm like, hey, I think I might need stitches. I'm not going to get into the details, but yeah.
That's all right.
We
I
went to
had
urgent
stitches
care.
too. I just got those out a couple of
Dude,
days ago.
it's a shame that we couldn't have just gone to Elantris and gotten healed by
I
someone using
know.
Aeon
Had
Door.
them pick some cool symbol, and all of a sudden, all of our problems go away.
That's
I would love
exactly
that.
right.
I could use some Elantrian magic in my life for sure.
100%, dude. Okay, so we're in Elantris. Today we'll be on chapters 14, 15, 16. We will talk about them within the encompassment, that's not a word, of the book itself. And then we'll open it up to the Cosmere if we have anything. And we will make sure to do a spoiler warning before that. So, yeah, you ready to jump in for the summary for chapter 14?
But let's go.
Okay. Serene joins Queen Ishin's embroidery group to keep up with the latest court intrigues. Serene talks about TO'd court activities, including fencing, and offers to teach the sport to the women of the group, even though it is considered to be beneath nobles. Ash reports information to Serena that was gathered in a scouting expedition to Elantris and the palace dungeons. This includes that the people are reserved around Sions and the people of Elantris aren't being fed. They muse over how they survive. Serena accompanies Shuden to a lavish party at Duke Telri's residence. Serena's noble rank allows them to access an exclusive gathering attended by King Iadon, who also includes high-ranking Arlane along with Hrathen. Shuden talks about the history of Shukisig, the parent religion of Shukorath and Shudereth, and of how the original intended concept of unity became complicated over the passage of time. Shuden expresses concern about Hrathen and Lord Waylan, and this concern is echoed by Lord Royal. Serena tells the king about fencing at the queen's request, and Iadon acquiesces to their desires to exercise. A messenger delivers bad news to the king. Serena tries to eavesdrop, but is outed by Hrathen as payback for her earlier interference with his preaching. Serena meets as many people as possible to become acquainted with the political and social scenes to avoid being disadvantaged by Hrathen in this regard. Upon returning to the palace, Serena learns about an intrusion in the king's chambers earlier in the evening. Also, as always, we're getting these from Coppermind. So, thank you, Coppermind, for these
Mine
summaries.
is awesome.
All right, what you got? What'd you like about this chapter?
Oh man, my favorite part though, I'm gonna skip to the end, is where Hrathen totally turns Serene's all playing,
Yeah.
silly girls, silly women, blah 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 blah. He totally turns it around on her, just like a huge slap to the face. And just so subtle. And I'm like, dude, I love that line so much. Where
Yeah.
he's just like, "Oh, you're gonna play dumb? I'll, let's call you out in front of everybody." And it was so satisfying. It was such a good win for Hrathen.
Yeah, and it's cool because like he can it takes two to tango and he's able to tango. Like he can dance,
Yeah,
right?
exactly. It's not just, it's not just silly Serene's gonna win everything all the time. It was absolutely Hrathen's like, "You want to play ball? Like, let's play ball," and
Yeah, dude.
like absolutely just insulted her. It was it just in such a clean, smooth way. Dude. It
Yeah,
was
it's good.
beautiful. I love that. I love that part. That was my favorite part of the whole chapter.
Yeah, I thought it was funny when Serene calls Royale a dirty old man. That was pretty
Dude, I
humorous.
got Master Roshi vibes from Dragon Ball Z.
I don't know who that is,
Oh, you're so young. Ah!
but maybe he's a
Everybody
dirty old man,
watching,
just
all
like
two of
Royale.
you. I'm right. Put it in the comments.
That's
Master
awesome.
Roshi. No, it's
That's
not
right,
quite
dude.
that bad, but it's totally funny. He's just like, dude, if they're, I get it, they want my money, but they're not getting it for free. I'm just like, oh boy.
Dude, that's funny. Yeah, dude. I love that. I'm just
I don't know if he's serious or if he was just trying to make that one guy
shooting.
uncomfortable or
Yeah,
yeah, shooting, yeah. It was hilarious either way.
it
Like, I think
was
he was
funny.
more. I don't think he's actually a dirty old man. I think he was just totally messing. But like, it was so funny. It was just great.
It
It's
was
like, you
good.
know what? Yeah. I love crazy old dudes that just don't care what people think about them. Some of
Yeah,
my
dude.
favorite character
Especially
tropes ever.
rich, so they don't have to care what other people think about them.
Rich old dudes that just do not care anymore. Like this one of those are the best characters. Love them.
Yeah, it's awesome. Because I basically wanted to talk about some of the Sion stuff, which is interesting to me.
Yeah.
Okay, so basically, after her fencing stuff, Ash comes over, and basically he's like, "Hey, I've got a report, right?" This is after he's been in like Elantris and trying to talk to people, and he basically said, "Yeah, I couldn't really get anything from anybody in Elantris, but I talked to the guards." And she's like, "Well, what did they have to say?" Ash drifted over to the closet, watching as she sorted through her clothes. Not much. People in Arlon don't talk to Sions as quickly as they once did. There was a time, I barely recall, when the population loved us. Now they are reserved, almost frightened. Okay, so there's kind of a lot here.
Yeah.
So we know Ash is probably pretty old. We know that Ash was given to Serene by her mother when she was born, I believe, right? I thought it was
Mhm.
like right away. But it says people in Ireland don't talk to Sions as quickly as they once did. There was a time, I barely recall, when the population loved us. So he remembers when they loved us, like me included. So that's interesting. I'm wondering, and I'll get to this a little bit later, but I think Ash is actually from Arlon. So I don't think we know how her mother got Ash, but it seems like he's actually from Arlon. And by the way, it's only been 10 years since the fall of Elantris, so it's not like this was hundreds of years ago. Like this literally
Right.
could have, but at the same time, Serena is what, 20-ish? Actually, I don't even know how old is Serena. Is she like, no, she's like 25. She talks about how she's old.
Early 20s. I remember that. Yeah.
I think she's like mid 20s because she talks about how she's too old now. For like,
Yay. So she's like
so,
a little past like youth, a young woman into like full like
yeah,
womanhood, to the point where, yeah, like you said, like she's almost too old for the other people in the dating pools.
yeah. So then she explains why, well, it's because they associate with Elantris, and, Elantris is scary. And he says that this is super interesting. I know, my lady, Ash said, but we had nothing to do with the fall of the city. There's nothing to fear from a Sion. I wish, ... But, well, that's irrelevant. No, dude, tell me. Despite their reticence, I did get some information. And then he goes on and he talks about how, um, they look like zombies. But basically, there's this thing that he's not telling us. But well, that's irrelevant. It's not irrelevant, dude. That's why I read these books. So
That's early Sanderson dangling stuff
yeah, it's
right in
good.
front of you. Like there's always another
There's always this. So
secret.
I don't know what that is, but that's interesting. Later on, she says, no society can endure like that. They're talking about just like that they don't have any food. I don't believe they have a society, my lady, Ash said. They're a group of miserable, cursed individuals that your god appears to have forgotten, and the rest of the country is trying very hard to follow his example. So this is interesting. He says, your god. And he says, so your god has forgotten them, and the rest of the country is trying very hard to follow his example. Okay, so this is super interesting because I realized, I always thought of Ash and the Sions as part of Shukorath, but it's not. Like, that's a totally different religion. You had the Elantrians, you had Shukorath and Shudereth. And then we learned from Shuden that there's like this upper religion that's like the parent religion to those two. But Elantrian religion, the gods of Elantris, is not the same thing as Shukorath.
Right.
which is a really important distinction. And he
Mhm.
says, your God appears to have forgotten them, meaning the Elantrians. And the rest of the country is trying very hard to follow his example. So it's like he's referencing an actual person here. And he says your God because, of course, Sions aren't of Shukorath. And so I don't know what to make of this, but there's something there that is super interesting to me. And that's just
Hmm.
more to look into. Like, what does this mean? Who
All
is the
of
God of
these
Shukorath?
gods and distinctions and religions seem so frivolous, and I think even at one point somebody's like, it's all the same anyway. It's like, ooh, don't say that in front of the
Yeah,
priests. Was that this chapter? I can't remember.
I think it was. Was
I
it?
think it was this chapter because they were in the
Yeah.
sewing circle, right? Yeah, and somebody's like, "Oh, it's all.
Yeah.
Didn't you hear so and so switch religion? It's all the
It's
same
all the same
anyway." And
anyway.
and that's kind of how it is. Like that's how I. It's like what all these religions I don't even know. But then you're right. There's all these like very subtle distinctions that are like probably larger plot
Yeah.
relevant, but like we don't really have enough information to even know anything yet.
Yeah.
And
And this
yeah,
is the
I'm glad you're
first
catching
time
those
that we
little
have
things.
like a
Yeah.
legitimate connection between two of them. Like they've always kind of been separate, but this time
Mhm.
there's the Elantrians, which are of the Elantrian religions, presumably, but Shukorath, the god of Shukorath, isn't. He's forgetting about them, and everyone's trying to follow his example. So it's super, super interesting. Okay, last
Agreed.
thing I
Agreed.
had for the Sions is she's complaining about. Let's see, where is this here? So they're talking about how, right here, honestly, how a woman like that ended up married to Ion is beyond me. She's sort of complaining about Ishan. I suspect, my Lady Ash said, that the arrangement was more financial than it was social. Much of Iodon's original government funds came from Ishan's father. And then later on, she says, well, I've been thinking about Uncle Kian lately. Father never mentions him anymore. I'm wondering, do you know if Kian was ever officially disinherited? I don't know, my lady, Ash said. Dio might know. He works much more closely with your father. Okay, Ash knows a lot. He knows that Ishan isn't Raydon's mom. He knows when Raydon's mom died. He knows the reason Ishan and Iodon got married, but he doesn't know anything about her uncle. So Ash knows a lot about Arlon and nothing about Teod, even though Serena's from Teod. So I don't know. It makes me think that Ash is from Arlon, and he just kind of knows a lot. And it's interesting the things he does know and the things he doesn't know. Does that make sense? Like it's I don't know. It makes me think that he's a double agent or something. Maybe he's not,
Double
but
agent.
I don't know if he
Hmm.
even can be.
Hmm.
He's literally like a slave, like a Sion, but I don't know.
Which brings up the next chapter, but
Yeah, it does.
which is actually maybe a good transition. Yeah. Oh, but the whole thing we kind of skipped out on is all the women and their bloodlust when she starts talking about the sword fighting.
True. Yeah. Um,
That was kind of fun. There was a phrase they used that was really funny. It was like bloodlust, like hounds kept in a cage or something like that. They were like,
yeah.
swords? You know, I got so excited. She's like, whoa, what did I just do?
Yeah. I do like that
That's
there's
funny.
totally different cultures, even though their religion is presumably the same.
Yeah,
So
same religion,
that's
different
kind of
parts of the
cool.
world, absolutely different cultures. Fencing is a women's sport, because it's all this cool stuff. So really interesting to see. It's kind of weird. It's kind of like random. It's like, well, what is she planning? At this point, it's just like,
Yeah,
okay,
like what is
swords.
the point of her?
What's the point of
Is
any
it?
of this? This is a
Yeah,
weird chapter. Sewing circles and swords.
that's
What?
actually kind of a good point. Is it just to usurp the
Is
the
it just to
court?
make the king mad? You know what? Because he doesn't like swords. Like, oh, you know what we're gonna do then? He doesn't like swords. He doesn't like women. How about women with swords?
Okay, I'm gonna say this, dude. Like, imagine you're married to Sereni and you get on her bad side. Like, dude,
Dude,
she's gonna
she
do
will make your life
everything she can
miserable.
to piss you
In
off.
all these subtle, indirect ways, she's gonna make you miserable.
Dude, let's just say I want to stay on her good side, man.
Yeah,
That's
exactly.
hilarious. All right, well, I
Okay.
think I'm good with that chapter. You ready to
Yeah.
move on?
Yeah, let's jump. Yeah, we gotta start picking up the pace. We love talking, but there's only so much time in the day.
Dude,
So let's go to the next one.
we're on time today. We're good so far. We're
Yeah.
keeping up. Okay. Chapter 15. Hrathen strolls along the Elantrian wall and ponders about Elantris and feels pity for the Elantrians, even as he plans to exploit them to unite the Arline and convert them with as little bloodshed as possible. Hrathen wishes to avoid a repeat of the revolution of the Duladel Republic, which weighs heavily upon his conscience. Hrathen meets with Telri, who is having second thoughts about his alliance with Fjordan, since he has heard rumors that Hrathen was connected with the disaster in the Duladel Republic. Hrathen counters by saying that Fjordan could easily conquer Arlon if necessary, but that a peaceful conversion is preferable, and pledges to put Telri on the throne, and Telri's doubts are overcome. Telri warns that Serene could cause problems, but Hrathen dismisses those concerns, and thinks to himself that she should consider Hrathen an ally instead of an opponent. Hrathen finds out about Elantrians who have entered the city and bribes a guard captain to secretly bring the next Elantrian intruder into his office, instead of Elantris. Pretty cool chapter. What do you think? What you got?
Well, we know what his plan is, right? Like,
Yeah.
he talks openly about what he's trying to do. He's trying to literally dethrone the ruler
And put
and set
Telri on
his
the
own
throne.
ruler up. Yeah. It's kind of, yeah, I like the whole, well, the guy kind of pushes back, like, what are you guys gonna do? You're gonna come fight us, blah 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 blah. He's like, dude, like, it's not even a contest. Like, you have no idea.
Yeah.
We are being gracious, coming in here trying not to just murder everybody. Like, this is the kind way of doing all this. But Telrii, yeah, he's like surprisingly smart because he knows things and he's actually paying attention, and you're like, huh, that's, maybe he's not as much of a pawn as I thought. But then at
Yeah.
the same time, it's like, yeah, we're absolutely planning on overthrowing the government 100%. And like, just, yep, that's why we're here.
Yeah, it's super open. It's in the open now. Now we know
Yeah,
exactly what the plan is.
exactly. Yeah. No more beating around the bush. No more. Yeah, just, yep, we are here to dethrone everything and plant our own leader, and we're taking this over as peacefully as possible. Like, but it's happening. Or King's got the crosshair on him. So
Yeah, I liked the description of Telri's guards. He's like, "Where'd you get them?" City guard. It's like, are they good though? He's like, I don't know. I've never seen them fight. It's like, yeah, dude.
yeah, the city guard's all proud, clean armor, blah 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 blah. Never been in a real battle,
Yeah.
just like empty pride. Like,
So at the
why do you think when he wants to what do you think's going to happen with the whole doubling the guards' pay thing? What do you think that's all about?
yeah, I don't know. Actually,
Kind of weird, right? What's Wraithorn up to? That's an
yeah,
odd request to
'cause
make.
it's almost like he's saying double their pay so they're better at their job, but like that won't happen. So I was wondering about that. It's like,
I don't think he's doing something. Like, he's Wraithorn. He's always 3 steps ahead, 3D chess, all that stuff,
yeah,
right? It was, I remember being like, because there's no explanation. It's just, yeah, double the guards.
double
Make
guard,
them talk. Oh, the other thing was make them talk. Like, make them interact.
yeah.
Double
Yeah.
their pay and make them interact with the other guards. So, like, they know they're getting paid more. It's interesting. He's sowing some seeds of
Yeah.
something. It's
I,
just
I
like,
guess
well,
it's like we don't want these guards to actually protect Elantris. I want them in my pocket, maybe. I don't know. Like make them want me. Like make them want us. Like I don't know. Make these guards want to, leave Elantris and actually become your private guard again, basically. Like let's kind of destroy what little defenses Kai has, but I don't know if that's true.
he's doing something with the guards. The guards are already not very, they're not battle tested. They're not super good. I don't think he has a lot of faith in them. But now he's also sowing some sort of discord, some sort of seeds of something in the future. He's being so subtle about how he's taking everything over.
Yeah.
He's like, yeah, it's really interesting to see him plant seeds and be like, well, I wonder where this is going. So I just like Wraithorn. He's a good character.
He's cool. So I had a couple things. At the beginning, he kind of has this monologue where he's like talking about service and how he's suffering. And I just had this interesting phrase, but Jaddeth requires sacrifices. What was one man's conscience was compared to the glory of his rule? What was a little guilt when a nation was now unified beneath Jaddeth's careful eye? Hrathen would ever bear the scars of what he had done. So talk about Duladel. But it was better that one man suffer than an entire nation continue in heresy. That's an interesting phrase. I like that. Yeah. So
I wonder if I've heard a very similar phrase that Sanderson might have read.
Yeah. So pretty cool that it's in there, and it's interesting because it's I don't know, it's a little bit different. It's for the person we care about, right? It's not this enemy.
Right.
So then later this is interesting. This is kind of like just anecdotal, but Hrathen's side. So he's walking along this the perimeter of the city. Hrathen side turning and continuing his stroll. The wall walk here was kept clean by the guard, but if he strayed too far, he would reach a stretch covered with dark, oily grime. He wasn't certain what had caused it, but it seemed to completely coat the wall once one got away from the central gate area. Okay, so this grime is all over the place. Okay, I might be misreading this. But when he says completely covered the wall, I wasn't sure if he meant the top or if it was like a line of slime from the ground up the wall and down the other side. Basically, I'm wondering, was there a massive, oily, sludgy monster that crawled into Elantris over the wall? I don't think so, but I kind of got that when I was reading it. I was like, what the heck? That's probably
it's the same
incorrect,
oily slime that's covering everything in Elantris. It seems to be anything exposed to the air there. I always picture it like condensation, right? Where it's like it's just kind of it's growing on the walls, kind of like, something cold with condensation and the water forms to the surface. That's kind of how I always pictured it. I don't know if that's accurate or not, but because it seems like everything is coated in it all the way, everywhere, right? Like the whole city is coated in this sludgy, oily, gross stuff. And so I always just picture that it's kind of like condensation. It's getting like pulled onto the walls from somewhere and just kind of manifesting on stuff. But I don't remember a more specific description. That's how internally I picture it.
So my brain went to, and again, this is probably super wrong. My brain went to crazy crack in the south, creepy sludge monster came out of the earth, crawled over Elantris and infected it. Like, that's probably not what happened. But
where did it go? Nobody noticed a giant sludge monster?
Dude, the city's huge. Maybe it's underground. I don't know. Yeah,
and it coated the whole city?
I think I'm like 90. You know what? I'm wrong. It's just for whatever reason that's where my brain went. It's that's interesting.
But on that note, who's to say it's not something that has come out? And
that's part of why I'm asking.
The city, just less giant monster and more nebulous essence or something, you know what I mean?
Evil being or something. Yeah, I don't know.
Right. It could be a small monster that just has an area around it that gets infected, things like that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I think I wouldn't shoot the whole like the ground opened theory, like something maybe came out. I wouldn't.
Obviously, something's related there. So
they've mentioned the crack. What is this crack? Why is it important? What happened? We don't know, but monsters are fun. Who knows?
They are. Okay, this is pretty much, I think this is the last thing I wanted to bring up in this chapter. Super cool. So Telri hesitated. Hrathen nodded as he saw understanding growing in the Duke's eyes. The man didn't know the half of it. The truth was, Wyrn didn't even need an army of foreigners to conquer Arlan. Few outside the High Priesthood comprehend the second more powerful force Wyrn had at his call: the monasteries. For centuries, the Derethi priesthood had been training its monks in war, assassination, and ... other arts. Arlan's defenses were so weak that a single monastery's personnel could probably conquer the entire country. Hrathen shivered at the thought of the monks trained inside of Dakor Monastery gaining access to defenseless Arlan. He glanced down at his arm, the place where, beneath his plate armor, he bore the marks of his time there. Those were not things he could have explained to Telri, however. Okay. So we've got these monasteries. He's got marks on his arms. It doesn't say scars. So could be tattoos or something. I don't know. He's always wearing plate, right?
Scars, tattoos, painted lines. We have, you know what I mean?
Because I do know that there is magic here that has to do with aeons, right? Drawing in the sky or whatever. Maybe there's magic drawing on a person's arm. I also know, well, I don't know. I think that him reading the scripture was some form of magic, like the little piece of paper thing that he got from Warren. Again, written letters. So I don't know. I don't know what that means, but it's definitely super cool and interesting to track. So I do have a bit of a prediction here before we move on to the next
Ooh.
chapter. I think that Hrathen is going to fail. I don't think he's going to convert Arlon. I don't think his plan's going to work. Sereni's too into it. Here's the thing. He has a law going against him. Deloff is a creep doing whatever the frick Deloff's doing. I'm sure he's doing some crazy stuff behind the scenes.
Sorry. Oh, worm tongue.
Yeah, dude. Sereni is pretty good at what she does. She's trying to foible him at every, like, we haven't seen much of a result yet, but he's got a lot against him. I think he's gonna fail. I think these monks are gonna come, and there's gonna be some crazy fight. I don't know. I'm pretty excited.
Yeah, there's a little bit of a blaring foreshadow going on here.
Yeah.
Like, oh, but you don't know about our super secret assassin monks, do you?
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
We're
It's
obviously
like,
gonna see them.
okay, yeah, this is foreshadowing. A little bit blunt force foreshadowing, but yeah.
It's cool though. Who knows? Maybe Deloff is even one of them. The dude's a freaking creep.
He's a creepy creep.
Yeah.
Maybe Hrathen's one of them with his marks.
I mean, I think
maybe he got them from training as a monk. He didn't say he didn't, right? I don't know.
He did mention so he did mention the monasteries. So one monastery's personnel could probably conquer the whole country. And he says he thought of the Dakor monastery gaining access to the fences of Arlon. He glanced into his arm, the place where beneath his plate he bore the marks of his time there. So that specific place.
So he absolutely confirmed it. I forgot that they
sure.
confirmed it.
So he's 100% one of these guys. Whatever.
And he got the marks at the, what was it? These words, man.
Dakor monastery.
Dakor monastery. Yeah, dude. Okay. I love the fantasy setting, but man, these words are so hard to remember.
No, dude. 100%. I still don't know Sereni's cabal of 5, dude. I know Royal now. I know Shoot In, but there's like 3 others that I still don't know. I know there's there's a fat guy. There's like I know Telri now, so I'm starting to get him. But yeah, it's hard.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
Yeah. Foreshadowing. Cool chapter. Love Hrathen. Such a good bad guy. Such a good bad guy.
Good dude. Last chapter.
Okay.
Chapter 16.
Big one.
Radon reflects upon his stewardship with Ian, there it is again, the words, and observes to Galadon that his Sion's Aeon is damaged and incomplete. Galadon and Radon discuss what they miss most in their former lives. Galadon's home and Radon's correspondence with Sereni, respectively. Radon talks of his engagement to Sereni, and the discussion leads to the revelation to Galadon of Fjordan's invasion of his home, Duladel Republic, 6 months earlier. Galadon mourns over the loss of his Jesker religion, another religion, and belittles the Jeskeri mysteries as a mockery of his faith. Radon returns to the chapel, and is amazed at how beautiful it is with all the grime removed by Kehar. Radon asks Kehar to clean the streets and offers more Elantrins to assist him. Kehar forgets his hunger due to the distraction that... Oh my goodness, I cannot read these. Kehar forgets his hunger due to the distraction that keeping busy provides. Radon and Galadon discuss the growing ranks of their group and plan how to feed them and keep them occupied. Many of Karatha's followers, led by Dash, leave the chapel to attack Aandon's group due to reports that Aandon followers are planning to attack the Elantrian children under Karatha's protection. Radon accompanies the assault squad and manages to convince both groups to stand down by confronting Aandon and showing him the beautiful sculptures beneath the dirt and grime, and reminding him that he was once a great sculptor. Radon also speaks of the Elantrians' freedom from base physical needs like food, clothing, and shelter, liberating them to focus on higher callings like art. Aandon, whose real name is Tayan, agrees and joins Radon's group. So, pretty cool chapter. What'd you think?
I mean, his plan is coming to fruition. A lot going on. I will say, so like, I don't know how you're saying he's not optimistic, dude. He's literally given people.
I was being sarcastic. I was
Oh,
being
okay.
sarcastic.
I was like, man, what are you on? Anyways, yeah, no, these guys, he's turned it around. People are cleaning, people are doing stuff. They're finding all these cool things in the city. People are forgetting about their hunger because they have work to do. They're making a difference, and he's just like, if you're gonna sit around in misery, you're gonna be miserable. If
Yeah.
you can do even something to make your circumstances better, you will feel better about yourself. And that's just like one of those like truth principles where it's like, dude, no matter how bad your circumstances are, there's something you can do to make it better. And having that purpose of improving will completely change your mindset. It's a little on the nose, it's a little dramatic, but it's still a very true principle. And so it's fun seeing it kind of on display here.
Dude, I love that's like one of my points is like it's so cool that he talks about living in Elantris as being like an opportunity.
Oh, yeah.
Like,
The
in
whole
fact,
dude.
maybe I have the quote here, but it was so
Yeah, yeah.
good.
Read the quote. It's so good.
He says here, sorry, let me grab it. Think of the opportunity, Theon, Brandon says. Only you out of all the sculptors in the world can see Elantris. Only you can experience its beauty and learn from its masters. You are the luckiest man in Oberon. There's probably more quotes, but that was one of them. And just a cool, I don't know. Like, you're lucky. Like, this is cool. It's just like, it's just so cool how you can turn this horrible situation. I mean, by the way, yeah, obviously he is Mr. Optimistic. Like, I was being super sarcastic in the beginning. Is he optimistic? I don't know. Like, yeah, obviously. But it's like working, dude. Like, these people are understanding what he's saying and like they're following him. And when he talks to Kahar, who's the cleaner, by the way, chapel looking crazy with all these carvings, so beautiful. This is one of those
Oh,
things
yeah.
that Brandon is so good at, dude, is giving you a setting, and I think he's done it in
Mhm.
every book that I've read. Gives you a cool setting, like a physical place, and there is something about that physical place that you just don't know. Like you just there's something hidden, something secret, and it's just so beautiful in Elantris. And anyway, I loved the descriptions of the cool reliefs and the carvings and really, really cool. But anyway, he asked that guy, he's like, do you know the secret? And he basically is like, yeah, pain lost its power when other things became more important. Kahar didn't need a potion or an aeon to save him. He just needed something to do and to be useful. So, pretty cool.
Great. Love it. They're gonna, yeah, this is so good.
Yeah. I think I have one more thing here on page 215 when he's talking to Galadon. What happened to Jesker? He asked. My religion. What happened to it?
Oh, yeah.
And Radon's like, he's like shaking his head. He's like, dude, Shudareth is the state religion now. Galadon says, it's gone then. So his religion. There's still the mysteries, Radon offered weakly. Galadon frowned, his eyes hard. The mysteries are not the same thing as just Skrasuli. They are a mockery of the things sacred, a perversion. Only outsiders, those without any sort of true understanding of the door, practices the mysteries. The door. I don't know what that is, but Aeon door, it's a part of that word. So that's interesting, whatever that is. So we're actually learning like parts of the religion and what they teach and what they represent, and it's like oddly flushed out and cultured. Like this is really good. Brandon did
He is
such a good job with this.
this
Dude.
is why Sanderson got picked to be a published author. He
Yeah, dude.
put so much thought into all the different things and stuff. He seeds it out. You start hearing names, you're like, I don't know what any of this is. Then you start learning more about it. You start learning all the differences, and it just kind of keeps peeling back those layers and giving you more information. You realize this is a full fleshed out society with like cool rules and different economies and societies, people's religions, all these things that all collide, and it's cool.
Really cool.
Go Sanderson. Yay.
Woo! I have one last quote actually. This is when Andon's becoming Tayan. I don't know. I think I'm saying that right. He said, I said, put them down. Tayan's voice grew firm, his short, large-bellied form suddenly commanding. I still lead here. Baron Andon ruled us, one of the men said. Andon was a fool, Tayan said, sighing, and so was anyone who followed him. Listen to this man. There is more royalty in his argument than there ever was in my pretended court. And this is a quote by Raiden, dude. It's so good. Give up your anger, Raiden pled, and let me give you hope instead. Such a cool quote. Which, by the way, you may know this. A lot of people don't know this. The actual definition of forgiveness. So whenever you talk about forgiveness, we talk about how forgiveness like heals your soul. Like holding on to, like basically not forgiving someone is like more
Mhm.
detrimental to you than it is to the other person. And some people think about forgiveness as like saying it's okay. It's a bit of an interesting concept, forgiveness, right? Like, oh, it's okay, like, I forgive you. But that's not what you're saying. You're not saying it's okay. The definition of forgiveness is to give up resentment, which is very similar to this, which is why I bring it up. Give up your anger. So it's to give up resentment. You're actively letting go of something. And dude, Elantrians have a lot to be angry about. And it doesn't really get into this, but like they are cursed, right? They're zombies. Like they're in pain and they've got a lot to be angry about. And he's saying that our new way of life in Elantris is like hope filled. And yeah, just cool. I really like that.
Mhm.
I feel like that
It's
sentence
awesome.
sums up his like vision for Elantris, right?
Mm, so
Cool.
good. So good. Such a
That's
good book so far.
Yeah, it is really good. That's pretty much all I got.
It's Yeah, I know. I was gonna say the only like thing I'd add to it is there's a few parts where stuff's a little on the nose, stuff's a little like
A little obvious. Yeah.
not super elegant. Like the whole scene where the guy's like, wow, the carvings and stuff. It's a little it's not very refined as far as like an author goes. Like it's still like I get the idea, I get the concept and stuff, but it's missing kind of elegance and articulation a bit. But for a first work, like this has so much going for it that like it's easy to overlook that stuff and just enjoy the cool story.
Totally.
And there's so many good like truisms in there, like what we were just talking about, of just like, yeah, there's some good stuff in this book. I like it a lot. But at the same time, you can tell it's early stuff. You can tell it's not as polished as some of his later stuff, but it's still absolutely phenomenal.
Yeah. Okay, so we're gonna break off for a Cosmere discussion if you have anything. I actually don't have anything. Do you have anything for the Cosmere?
Um I've had one thing, but I think I forgot it already. But
Okay, let me get
it's
let me get the spoiler shield, and then we'll see if it comes out. If not, I'll just edit this out, and I'll just throw
yeah.
our ending in. Okay, so basically, I have read all of Stormlight. I've read Mistborn Era 1. I've read Warbreaker, and now I'm on Elantris. That's it, right? So if we talk about
Mhm.
spoilers, it'll be within that sphere. Um, yeah. Anyway, what you got? I can cut this silence out if you
No, yeah, yeah,
remember.
yeah. I think though I think it's just a minor thing about why you think the Seon is a double agent, mostly
Oh,
because there was a double agent Seon.
dude, you're
That's
right.
clouding your
Actually,
judgment of the Seons. So
yeah,
that's all I was gonna point out. You're like, man, this guy's got secrets. He's yeah, and I'm like, well,
you're
it's kind of
right,
backwards
dude.
because
You
you
might be
read the
right.
double agent Seon before you read this. So for us, we were like, wait, the Seons? Because like we've read the story, we know the Seons.
Yeah,
Like there's a whole chapter about like him being like, oh, but we love to serve, we love helping you guys. That's like my purpose. So
yeah,
we've read the Seons as these like super nice, kind things that just want to help people. To later see the double agent, which for us was a shock. Like they can go bad, they can go rogue. What? And
yeah.
then you've got that
I'm
cloud
starting with
agent.
that. Yeah, I'm
Yeah, you're
starting.
starting distrusting Seance because the only one that you've really interacted with outside of this book was a double agent. Therefore, you distrust all the Seance. You've got it backwards. That's all I was gonna
Dude,
say
that's
was
hilarious.
you've
You,
been tainted. Your opinion of the Seance have been tainted. Just one bad apple doesn't ruin the bunch, man. Like
dude,
that's all I wanted to say. I
you
just
know,
wanted to I just
yeah,
wanted to poke. It's interesting.
it's so
Reading
funny,
order
dude.
changes your perspective of the books. The other thing I was going to say is like my son has been reading like crazy. He's in summer right now and devouring he's devouring these books and uh it's been his reading order has completely changed his perception of things in interesting ways.
Yeah,
So, anyway, good
that's
stuff,
cool.
man. Good stuff.
Yeah. Well, we'd like
That's
to
it.
thank you guys for joining us today. And hey, we kept it short, only 40 minutes. So
Right. Good
that's
job, guys.
that feels good.
We'll try to get more consistent again. Life just got crazy for a bit.
Yeah. So thanks for tuning in, and we will catch you guys next time.